He approved the death and persecution of believers. He chased them. He blasphemed them to distant cities. He even described his own behavior as exceedingly mad or furious. That's how he described his own behavior. He was present at the stoning of the martyr Stephen in Acts 7:58. In retrospect, Paul considered himself not fit to be an apostle because of all these actions that we've read in his resume. Of all the sinners, he said he is the chief of the foremost in 1 Timothy 1:15. His conversion and belief in Jesus as the Messiah took place on the road to Damascus, trying to go on his business. And Jesus himself provided all the proof that Paul needed to become a believer. You know, some of us will say, Lord, if you just show yourself in a way, I will know that you are real. But God shows himself in different ways every day, and we do not recognize it. So Paul, on his way to Damascus, after everything that Jesus did, he had to reveal himself in a miraculous way. That was his conversion. He had a voice. And then he was blinded and healed a few days later in Damascus. After his conversion, he spent 3 years in Arabia in Galatians 1:17. So Paul, we see Paul frequently is reminding the readers in his letters that he was called to be an apostle by the will of God and not by any man. Paul made 4 missionary journeys. He traveled in the Roman province of Galatia during the first trip. He went on the second trip through Asia Minor in South Europe. He traveled to the region of Macedonia in Achaia, which is the modern day Greece. Ultimately, Paul ended in Rome via a ship in the Mediterranean Sea. So we see these 4 missionary journeys that Paul had to go through. But to say that Paul suffered many hardships during his travels is an understatement. His resume said he was persecuted and jailed many times over. His resume said he escaped with his life on many occasions. His resume said that Paul was expelled from cities and left for dead. They left him for dead. That this one, after stoning, he said this one is dead. Riots resulted because of his belief, because of his teachings, because of the way he took his stand. He received 39 lashes 5 times and was beaten with rod 3 times. He was stoned once, shipwrecked 3 times, and nearly drowned. He faced many dangers from robbers, countrymen, brothers and sisters, people that say they are believers and yet they stab people at the back. He was robbed by false teachers, people that say they know the word and they deceive the people. Paul was often hungry. He was thirsty. He was cold. He was naked. He was weary and suffered pain. You want to see Paul's resume? Check 2 Corinthians 11 from verse 23 to 27. But there was something